So what's going on, guys? This is the Ninja Movies back again with an all-new movie night. Today, the wheel has provided the film Objective Burma. This will be the second war film. We're going even older than last time. If you guys did not check out the Guns of Navarone movie night / review, definitely go check it out. This one is actually a black and white film from 1945. But before we get into all that, let's address the elephant in the room, this being the elephant here. Introduce yourself, my friend.
Hey guys, I am Josh. I'm from the Sheffers, mainly a gaming channel, but Aiden's dragged me in here, so it's time to watch a wheel video, I guess.
The link to his channel will be down below. If you guys are into your gaming, definitely go check him out. He's also streaming on Twitch, so give the man a follow and help a brother out. So a couple things before we get into checking this film out. Firstly, you did say this is by far the oldest film you've ever seen.
Yeah, I think the oldest one I've ever seen was probably the first Halloween movie, which is early 70s.
This is an uncultured man. We're going to the 40s.
1945.
Only black and white film you've ever seen?
Yes.
Crazy. I'm just going to quickly ask you, off the top of your dome right now, name me 3 of your favourite movies of all time.
Well, the original Halloween is definitely one. I'm more into my horrors than anything. So the original Halloween, probably the original Nightmare on Elm Street, and yeah, a third one. Jesus,
you love the Scream movies.
Yeah, I'd actually have to go probably Scream 2 then.
Scream 2 is also my favourite, but we're not talking about horror, but that's a little insight into the man. But you do like your war films.
I do. Favourite war films would have to be We Were Soldiers, Saving Private Ryan.
There we go. A little backstory into the man. As per usual, we're checking it out on the VHS. Hopefully there is some trailers before the film. You guys know the drill. Let's get into Objective Burma. The tape is wound back. We love that. I'm so sick of rewinding my tapes. Please, when you hand your tapes into the op shop for me to buy, please rewind them for me. Alright, pop her in. Let's go. Bada bing.
Bada boom.
I've noticed a lot of the old films love to do the Star Wars scroll.
Yeah, it's just the thing back then,
The intro done. We're just going to sit back, try and get into sort of the mood of this film. I did want to say that as a man that has not watched a black and white film before, just because of how the introduction started and it's, based on real events, it does have the sort of feeling of a old school documentary. So
more like US propaganda at this point, actually.
Straight away as well, it did exactly what I loved in the Guns of Navarone, where they do the plane going, over an actual old-timey map. It's very Indiana Jones-esque. Obviously, they probably took that aspect from these older war films. Keen to check it out, see how it goes. Alright, while the big fella's going to get his feed, I just wanted to say how I'm sort of perceiving the start of this film. As he screams out in the background like a cockhead. I would just like to say that obviously, as I talked about in the Guns of Navarone, the musical score is just classic. It's not for my type of ears. Like, they don't make soundtracks like they used to, so it's very nostalgic in that fact. I think the tape itself is holding up like a brand new tape, as you guys are seeing the clips here. The black and white actually sort of helps. You don't notice nearly as much grain. I also think it's really funny that all the lads in this, the banter is at an all-time high. It's making it really enjoyable. They all just sort of poke fun at each other. They feel like a real sort of, united front. With the quick acting and dialogue, it's just snappy sort of comments, and it's a different type of acting for sure. But I'm enjoying it thus far. They're about to embark on this mission right now, so I think right now it's very enjoyable for, what it is. It started off very documentary-esque, but, it's feeling like a film now. And I'm interested to see what Joshy thinks of this. Once again, he's never watched a movie nearly this old. I wonder if he's enjoying the black and white aspect as I am. I suppose we shall see when he returns. I hear heavy footsteps with greasy burgers in hand. Welcome back. Hood's got his food. What have you ordered?
Alright.
Yes, this is now a food content channel.
I ordered, if I can get it open, some popcorn chicken where they forgot the sauce.
And some dry chick.
And a double beef and bacon burger with some
Chili fries?
chili fries.
Now that's a feed and a half. Before you get straight into it, I know you're keen. Give us your thoughts on the first couple of minutes of the film. What are you thinking?
Look, honestly, it's not that bad. It's kind of paced alright, so yeah, it's just funny hearing the old-timey talk, really.
Yeah, the banter's pretty good.
Yeah, it's definitely got some dated banter, but but
Really? It is odd, yeah. The man asking for a manicure. That was a very odd little scene.
Or how you describe washing your socks. I'm washing my nylons.
So basically, what we're watching right now is them going through the terrain right now. I think they're setting up it pretty well in terms of it looks like a tough terrain. You know, you have to machete all your way through just to get around anywhere. One thing that you're probably not used to, I noticed it in the Guns of Navarone as well. Simply, this is like a 2.5 hour length kind of film. And there is a lot of scenes where it was probably about 5 minutes there that they're just walking through the jungle with not a lot happening. You feel me?
Yeah.
It's sort of a thing where you can look at it and it can be sort of slow and boring in a sense. But I feel like these old war films, they really just want to set the scene, show you like there's no bullshit. It doesn't always have to be quick action. So they're just setting up a scene. Is it? How do you perceiving it?
Well, I feel like with all the walking scenes, because like there's not, obviously in 1945 or whenever this film came out, there's not much special effects.
Yeah,
so they've got to build suspense another way. Or they've got to, set a scene a different way.
I do enjoy the fact that they just went over the top with all the animal sound effects as well. That was quite funny. Like, they're just non-stop for the first couple of minutes in this forest. Once again, setting a tone. There was a scene in the Guns of Navarone that I mentioned where they completely cut all music for a scene and just had like the ghastly winds in the background. I thought that really set the scene in this movie. I understand the animal sound effects, but they went and just threw every single one they had on the soundboard out there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure some of them went in from the country.
Yeah. So, still potentially waiting on our first action scene. I want to see how that's filmed in this particular film. Oh! Got him. So the scene just passed. First gunshots of the entire film. And these Japanese soldiers just lined up and died like it was a part of the Squid Games. My God, they just annihilated about 100 in the one scene that we've had with any gunfire right now. How are you feeling about the action so far?
Yeah, action's great. It's definitely an older movie with the death scenes. I'll say that much. I'm not sure you pirouette when you get shot, but yeah, they'd make great ballerinas.
They are. A lot of them are putting their hands up and doing a little spin or two.
It is quite cool that the lead actor is from Tasmania in Australia.
This man's doing his research. My grandpa actually did mention that to me when I told him I picked up this VHS. I completely forgot. Errol Flynn, yeah, Tassie boy, so shout out the Aussies. So I don't believe I actually filmed the particular scene I'm going to be talking about, but I just sort of had a question for any of you boys out there, if you guys know a little bit more about the backstory. Sort of, the boys were having sort of a resting point, and then I guess the person in charge just starts throwing pills down their throat, like they're just popping Percocets. And I was sort of just wondering, I know and have heard many stories about how the German soldiers were using like straight up meth and everything to stay awake. Was that also a thing for our soldiers, like the Americans, the British, the Australians? Were they also using drugs as a way to stay up? I'm just not sure what these pills were that they were popping.
But they did actually say that they were salt pills, so to stop cramps, so the body keep moving, because they're getting so dehydrated. Obviously, water's just not enough. It's the same reason why like most athletes will have water with salt.
Yeah, true. I didn't hear that actually said, but that's fair enough. That's fair enough. Good ear. Would also like to say that I think the acting across the board is very even. It's not like a standout performance by anyone. Errol Flynn's doing really, really well, but I think everyone just sort of, you know, they're all believable, and I think it's beneficial because this is a movie about a unit and a group of people, and everyone, there's nobody that's slacking right now.
I feel like you said it best in one of your previous videos. Everyone from this era of time were actually movie stars. It was no like, you know, B-listers. It was, if you got into Hollywood, you were, you know, a movie star.
Yeah, yeah, fair. And also, just because of how quick the dialogue is, these actors, their memory must have been off the charts to memorize all this. It's very wordy. I'm just sort of adding this clip in here to say it's a lot of supply drops. They've been sort of cut from radioactivity right now. I'm sort of just invested in the story. It's a hard movie to sort of react to because while there are action scenes that are, you know, and plenty of deaths and stuff like that, it is more or less a walking mission. So it's just not a whole lot to react to right now. So
the action's like it's there, but
it's
over and done with very quickly as well.
Exactly as I said before, it's Squid Game-esque. It will be one scene and you'll see about 30-40 bodies drop, which is surprising as well. The film is only PG. Obviously, it's not gory of any sort, but there are a lot of deaths. But yeah, as Josh said, it's just one and done, really done quickly, and then we're back to walking. I think they've got about 200 miles to cover, so a lot of walking.
It was 200 miles to cover to the like next extraction point that they were told to get to, and then that's changed. Now they've got to go north to a different spot that they don't know what the reason is for, and now they can't find out.
Yeah, literally, since they have no radio contact now, it's looking like they're in a spot of bother even just for future drops. They really don't know why they're going to this next destination. So, I mean, the intrigue's there, it's just a hard reaction point.
It was made during.
Yeah. It's a good man.
Oh, golly gosh.
Woo! Bada bing, bada boom.
And Finn. Hold your VHS tape, mate. I'll pass it over to my friend here to do his first ever movie review.
Objective Burma, right? Great movie. It actually was really good for an older movie that I would never have in a million years watched. It was actually quite good. Walking aside, which was 90% of the movie.
I did enjoy the walking simulator comment.
Yep. It was actually quite good. The special effects on the explosions, I doubt were special effects at all.
Yeah.
And the fact that, you know, a lot of the super grainy footage that you'll see is actually, it'd have to be from the US Army. So it was pretty cool to see all that involved in it in Objective Burma.
Not bad. My young apprentice.
Bit rusty.
Basically, I'm going to be comparing this more so to the Guns of Navarone, simply for the fact that, as this man said, it is a walking simulator type film, and as I said earlier, that's why it's kind of a hard reaction to do. I thoroughly enjoyed the film. As I said, I really liked the score from back in the day. All the acting across the board is, you know, on par, pretty damn good. I did like the inclusion of the real life war footage. When it gets grainier, that's when you know it's probably, you know, real ass footage, and the editing gets a bit more choppy. But it's cool that they did that. It's also interesting just how soon they made the film after, you know, the actual events took place. I will say that it's kind of an odd film simply for the fact the actual objective to take down the satellite, that happened in like the first 30 minutes. So more or less, the main objective is complete very early on, and then it's just a movie about trying to survive, trying to get found, and trying to get out of Burma, more or less. I think it's a pleasant watch. I have no real complaints about it, but is it a war movie for, you know, the ages? Is it going to be in your top 5? I don't think so, but you can't be mad at it. There's nothing really to complain about. It's just a fine film. It was a decent watch. I'm glad it's off the wheel and, you know, I've had the pleasure of watching it, but it's not really got a lot of rewatchability for me personally.
In modern movie terms, it's probably controversial because a lot of people actually like the movie, but I'd put it down to Dunkirk, because pretty much all your action happens at the start and the rest is just trying to survive on a beach and hide in a bloody aeroplane in that one. Except these guys are hiding in shrubs and walking 200 miles.
I will say as well, as a compliment, it doesn't feel like it's done in a studio. The walking simulator really does show off a lot of this jungle-esque type place, and it's just, you know, a quality made movie. I think it said it was made for like $1.5 million. You know, it holds up. It does what it's meant to. I enjoyed the old school banter, and other than that, you know, it's a solid movie. I'm sure you guys all have, you know, watched this in the past. Have you watched it recently, and, you know, does it hold up like it used to back in the day? Let me know down below. With that said, guys, I hope you enjoyed the new addition to the movie wheel. I'll be doing another one of these in the coming week, and shout out to the boy Joshy. Once again, check out his channel, link in the description. Said, guys, leave this video a like, add it to your favorites, and subscribe. Ninja Movies, signing out.
We out.
Whoosh.